Welcome to episode number 13
13.
now. 13 NFL Week 1 recap, breakdown, whatever you want to call it. Mr. Bragg's Broncos lost. My Steelers
So
won.
that was last night or a couple nights ago. Why do you have to open with that? Let's go in chronological.
Okay, we can go the Bills won. You want me to start with that?
Thank you. You don't have
Okay,
to talk
sorry
about
to hurt your feelings.
You act like we the best team in the NFL. We obviously not.
Well, you may be at the end of the season. You never know. You got to get some things figured out, but you got some talent.
Coaching, never mind. We'll get it.
We'll dig deeper into that. The NFL was a weird weekend, to say the least. It felt like the bottom feeder teams either played the really good teams tough or were up the whole game, and some won, some lost. It was really weird to me because, we had the Saints losing to the Falcons the whole game. The Bengals lost to the Steelers. And the Lions almost got the Eagles.
Yeah.
It was really weird. Really, really weird.
Bears.
The Bears beat the 49ers. The Giants beat the Titans. Colts tie with the Texans.
Yeah.
But we'll break down the games. The first game, obviously, we're going to have to talk about is who I can feel like might play for the Super Bowl. The Bills at the Rams. This was not fun. Not fun for the Rams. Not fun for the Rams at all. Josh Allen is your favorite quarterback. He's the best quarterback, second best quarterback in the league, if not best. Huh?
Behind who?
We all saw who's the best. We'll get to that in a minute. He proved it. He proves it time and time again. Josh Allen, he did throw 2 interceptions, but he threw for 297 and he ran for 56. Respect to my boy. He's my fantasy quarterback. Got me 31 points. I'll take that any day. Stafford threw three interceptions, 240. Cam Akers is a disappointment. But not much to talk about there. 31-10 Bills. Anything you want to say about that game?
Impressive by the Bills. I mean, I know we both picked the Bills and we kind of expected the Bills to handle business. I didn't expect it to be 21 points at all. I thought it would have been maybe 10. But Buffalo looked good in all facets. Offense, defense. They were better than the Rams on both sides. So
the addition of Von Miller really helped that defense.
Of course. I mean, Von Miller, All-Pro, 2 sacks in his return to LA. It's impressive, especially at his age.
Someone called him KD, and he said, I'll embrace that name. I like that.
He's not even – how is he KD?
I have no idea, but someone called him KD.
He went to an arguably worse team, the team who lost. Very well.
Yeah, they lost to the Chiefs. I mean, Bengals. They lost to the Chiefs, sorry.
Yeah.
The Saints headed to Atlanta, and the Falcons surprisingly were up 26-10 in the fourth quarter. And surprisingly enough, they blew another game. Mariota was.
I'm sure you saw a meme or something, right, about the Falcons.
I've saw plenty of memes.
Okay, I thought you had one off top that you could drop on us.
No. I do have a TikTok, but that's later on. Guy comes in, choking, and they were like, "Is he all right?" He was like, "Yeah, that's just what he does." They were having an NFL meeting, and he walked in.
Oh, okay.
Jameis was horrible for 3 quarters. He got sacked 4 times. The Falcons' defense was surprisingly amazing for the first 3 quarters. They've been awful. And Jameis, they started backing off in the fourth quarter. Jameis took advantage. He threw for 200 yards in the third and fourth quarter. And I did not realize this, but Taysom Hill had the most rushing yards on the Saints.
Yeah, he had the one drive where he ran for 60, 70 yards in 2 plays.
He ran for 4 carries, 81 yards. Kamara, if you had him on fantasy, I feel bad for you because he did not produce anything this week.
No.
But if you had Cordero Patterson, he is in fact becoming a fantasy machine. He 22 carries for 120 yards and a touchdown, and then he had 3 receptions for 16 yards. I mean, the dude's took him till age 30 to realize he's one of the best backs in the league.
They run that guy like a bell cow back, like Derrick Henry.
They got to. They got nothing else. Literally. I'm hearing some rumors of Lamar to Atlanta. I don't know how true that is. But
Why would he come to Atlanta?
They're not bad besides the quarterback position.
This is the worst receiving core in the NFL. Like, easily.
Very true. With Ridley, though, if they had Ridley.
They don't have Ridley.
Next year. Ridley, London, draft another receiver. Patterson, Pitts. Bro, come on now. They're pretty good.
I mean, Pitts is good. London, you have to wait and see. I think he can be good, but – and then Ridley is obviously great, but, like, he's not here right now. So, I don't think they should make – I don't see why Baltimore would even do that.
Well, they got to sign him back. He's going to be a free agent.
I know, right. So, either sign him back or at least get something for him. But what would they have that – or what would Atlanta have that Baltimore would even want?
I guess a first-round pick. I don't really know. The final was 27-26 in that one. What?
Lamar is worth way more than that. So,
true.
I'm just interested.
Speaking of a running back / wide receiver, the 49ers went to Chicago in a lake, it felt like. The field was flooded, so there was no passing at all, hardly. And the Bears pulled out a surprising victory, 19-10. Fields only threw for 121 and 2 touchdowns because of the rain, and then Lance threw for 164. They both threw a pick. Not really any great stats here at all. The 49ers had a receiver go for 62 yards, and that's Juwan Jennings.
No offense. Really, from either side. I mean, this game was terrible. Like from a fan perspective.
Right.
Justin Fields had 8 completions for 120 yards.
I know. If you had Debo in your lineup, or you had Debo?
I had Debo in my lineup.
Sorry.
Well, looking at how the game actually was, like, it could have been worse.
It could have. My Steelers head to Cincinnati and somehow, some way, pull off a victory against Joe Burrow's Bengals, defending Super Bowl opponents, AFC champs. This was a surprising game to me. Now, borrowing that the Steelers' defense was amazing. They forced 5 turnovers, 4 interceptions from Burrow. They blocked an extra point, and the Bengals missed 1 field goal, 1 extra point.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody was impressive on the Steelers' offense. This game should not have been close. If the Steelers had any sort of quarterback whatsoever, this game would have been 20 points because of the turnovers. But they were so conservative because Trubisky's not very good. He threw for 194 and a touchdown. Najee did nothing. He got hurt. He ran 10 carries. Huh?
He had a touchdown.
Yeah, he had a receiving touchdown, didn't he? Burrow did throw for 338. He was great in the second half. But threw 4 interceptions, 2 touchdowns. He got sacked 7 times. 7.
3 sacks from Alex Highsmith.
Yep. And TJ Watt, sadly enough, is out for the year, probably.
Not. No, it's 6 weeks.
6 weeks? He got a second opinion?
Yeah.
Good. Here's my problem with the Steelers. I love the Steelers. I watch this game. I watch every game for the most part. But why are we wasting this defense? because the offense is so bad. We're not going to win any games if the defense gives up any points. You know, and it's disappointing because if you can sack Joe Burrow 7 times and cause him to throw 4 interceptions, you not win the game in overtime by 3.
Right.
I mean, it's better than a loss, so that's all you can say and move on. But next game was the Eagles went to Detroit, and they got up to kind of a decent lead, and then the Lions kind of brought it back a little bit.
No,
38 to 35. What?
They were killing the Lions for the majority of the game. It felt like.
Yeah, it did. I watched the highlights yesterday. That Fields to A.J. Brown. Whew,
Hurts.
excuse me, hurts. They look just alike to me on the field. On the field, they're the same type of quarterback.
Okay.
And they both wear number 1. Sorry, I didn't mean to say Fields, but Hurts to Brown was amazing. A.J. Brown had him in my underdog fantasy lineup.
I would have never. I don't know why I hate AJ Brown for not as a player, but he's just I think he's overrated a little bit.
He confuses me because I feel like he's that go up and get it receiver, but he's fast. Like watching the highlights, he was making guys miss and running out. Like I feel like he's just a red zone threat. Like I don't feel like he's and the Eagles, they're good and all, but if you take away A.J. Brown, which they did have, Hurts ran for 90 and Miles Sanders ran for 96. So
They had rushing touchdowns by 4 different guys.
they didn't have a passing touchdown.
I know. Hurts did it all on the ground.
Yep. Good win for the Eagles. Got to see better defense. The Patriots went to Miami and they kind of laid an egg like Darren. Darren called it. I mean, he called it.
Yeah, I expected a little regression from Mac Jones and the Patriots. From the Dolphins, they actually, they kind of did what we all expected, Give it to 2 playmakers and let them play. Running, they were awful.
That's what I was about to say.
Combined 2.8 yards per carry. Not great, but Tua looked good through the air, so that's what you really like to see.
Tua fumbled. Tyreek fumbled. Just mentioning that. No. Tua looked good. That was good for him. It's pretty obvious this team's not going to run the ball at all, even though they have Edmonds and Mostert. What?
No reason to.
No, there's not. Not when you have receivers like that. Tyreek was kind of Tyreek again. 8 receptions, 94 yards. Waddle had 4 receptions, 69 yards. I mean, that's all you really need to know because the Patriots were just that bad. 213 from Mac Jones through the air. Their best rusher had 48 yards. They only ran for 78. I mean, the offense was stagnant all day. And, that's how you lose a game, obviously.
And turnovers. 3 turnovers.
3 turnovers. The Ravens headed to they went to New York to play the Jets. And they blew them out, just as we expected. Lamar was money.
Hey, it's East Rutherford, by the way.
Sorry, East Rutherford.
New Jersey.
He threw for 213 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. I'm glad he threw that 1 interception. Have you heard about that?
Why?
The Jets safety, I can't remember his name. Who picked it off? Let me see.
DJ Reed.
DJ Reed, before the game, he got a text that his dad passed away and played the game anyway and caught a pick. So that was cool.
That sucks. But good for him that he got an interception.
But Darren Bateman, 59 yards, 1 touchdown. Duvernay, however you say his name, 2 touchdowns, 54 yards. Duvernay, sorry. Duvernay.
Dude, how do you not know Devin Duvernay, bro?
Hey, he's a beast.
He was amazing at Texas
Joe Flacco, let's talk about how amazing he was.
against his old team.
307 yards.
Bro, the NFL got to be scripting these matchups. These week 1 matchups, bro.
He threw the ball 59 times. If you're the Jets, why is Joe Flacco throwing the ball 59 times?
No, can we talk about the schedule? How is it random Zach Wilson gets hurt and Joe Flacco is returning against his former team? Like, what?
Russell Wilson heads to
Russell Wilson
Seattle.
against his old team. You got Baker Mayfield against his old team. Like, what? What are we doing?
I don't know what we're doing, but I know what we're not doing. Jumping on the Jaguars hype train. They go to Washington, Darren's area.
My home team.
Why didn't you go to the game?
Dude, I have to work.
You can't skip work to go watch the Commanders.
Why would I watch that?
28-22. Commanders come back and beat the Jaguars.
Oh, yeah, it was actually a good game. Like, it was actually a good game.
It was. Wentz went 313 through the air, 4 TDs, 2 interceptions was the blemish. Antonio Gibson was money. He rushed for 58 yards and he received for 72. You know I love that when he's in my lineup. I was going to say, number 1 pick in the draft, Trayvon Walker, was money for the Jaguars.
He was.
4 tackles. He had a sack. He had a tackle for loss. He had a forced fumble, and he had an interception on the screen.
No, the interception was like, I don't know if it was Carson Wentz being bad or him just like being like really good.
It was insane.
I saw it, but like I was like, how does Wentz throw that? But Walker was just right in the way.
Yeah, he was. The Jaguars did not. I mean, they had a decent day on the offensive side of the ball. Christian Kirk, 117 yards. Lawrence went 275 through the air, 1 touchdown. He looked great. He looked better than last year. So I mean, that's an improvement. He didn't do what?
He did. He looked pretty good.
I think they do kind of struggle at receiver a little bit. I mean, you got some notables right there, like Zay Jones and Marvin Jones Jr., but I mean, James Robinson was good. 11 carries, 66 yards, and a touchdown.
Yep. Good to see from him.
Good to see. EDN played decent. Not great. He had a fumble. Baker Mayfield played the Browns. Am I saying that right? Yes, I am.
Right.
And they got beat by the quarterbackless Browns, it feels like. Brissett only threw for 147 yards.
Go ahead. Finish with the Browns. I have a rant on the Panthers.
Oh, he has a rant.
Go ahead.
Brissett, 147 yards, 1 tutty. Chubb ran crazy for 141 yards. Peoples-Jones had 60 yards receiving. And do you want me to go to Panther stats, or you're about to go?
I got it. Here's all you need to hear. Christian McCaffrey had 10 carries.
Yes.
And you would think, 10 carries. He probably had 8, 9 catches. 4 catches. He was the 3rd most targeted guy. What are we doing?
You want to hear something
Who's
sad?
the Panthers head coach? Matt Rule? Is it still Matt Rule?
It's still Matt Rule for right now.
What are we doing, Matt?
Well, here's my problem. Here's what you want to hear what's sad for me? I have McCaffrey, betted on McCaffrey, receiving plus rushing yards, 115.
Oh, he wasn't even close.
Do you know how bad it was when I looked in the 4th quarter and he had 40-something yards?
Yeah.
I wanted to
He
swing my
was
phone.
my first pick in the draft. Number 2 overall. That's my guy, McCaffrey. And it's not even his fault because he did get a touchdown. But it's the offense. Not to mention Baker Mayfield with 4 fumbles. 4?
He fumbled 4 times.
He didn't lose one of them, but still.
We'll just chalk that up to inexperience again playing with each other. But 26-24, they lost to the Browns. Cade York, a draft pick by the Browns, kicked the game-winning field goal. They tweeted out that's why you drafted kicker. Everybody was excited.
He
Good
did
for the
with
Browns.
4 field goals, so good for
Hear,
him.
hear me out.
58-yarder.
Hear me out. If the Browns can stay afloat like a 4-4 record, and Watson is who Watson was with the Texans, they may make the playoffs. All they have to do is stay at about a 4-4, 3-5 record. And if he's as good as he was with the Texans, they can make the playoffs.
Not in that division.
They can make the wild card.
I don't think so. The AFC has too many good teams.
Well, yeah, I guess so. I mean, we'll see. It's all time will tell. The Colts and Texans were boring as crap. 20-20. The Matt Ryan with the Colts, new team, threw for 352 and a touchdown. Threw a pick. He was great. Jonathan Taylor was better. 31 carries.
Oh my. I got another. My opponent has Jonathan Taylor, right? And I'm like, okay, like he's gonna do good. You know, it's Jonathan Taylor. You gotta take that, you know. You just have to take that, right? So on one specific drive, so you know, Texans are killing the Colts. It's 20-3. Let me find
I did not realize the Colts were down 20-3 in the fourth quarter.
Here it is. I got it. So, on the possession where they tied it up, Jonathan Taylor up the middle for 9 yards. And these are all consecutive plays. Jonathan Taylor. Now, remember, they're losing, too. There's 4 minutes left in the game, and they're losing. You think, oh, they'll throw it a little bit. Jonathan Taylor up the middle for 9 yards. Jonathan Taylor right tackle for 13 yards. Jonathan Taylor up the middle for 13 yards. Jonathan Taylor right guard for 14 yards. Now, any quick math, that's 49 yards in 4 plays. What are we doing, Houston? Like, I know the guy's good and all, but
I did not realize that it was 20-3 in the fourth quarter.
the fact that the Colts even tied this is crazy. Like, they should have lost, if we're being honest. If the Texans had any sense of how to play defense on like a game-winning drive or a game-tying whatever, like, whew.
Well, everybody's been saying fade Pittman, fade Michael Pittman.
No.
9 receptions, 121 yards, 1 touchdown. Why are we fading him? Don't fade him.
I had him in my lineup.
Had a nice day. They tied 20-20. Let's run through these last ones so we can get to the predictions. The Giants took down the Titans 21-20. They went for 2 for the win.
Saquon looked amazing.
Yes, he did.
And Daniel Jones actually looked pretty good.
He did. I think this new offense is going to help them. They got whole new coaching staff, so that's good for them. They got 3 more very winnable games. They could start out 4-0. They probably won't. But they like this week, I don't remember who they got, but we'll get to it. I think they got the Browns. But the Vikings, Darren's NFC, what is it, North?
Yep.
Pick over the Packers, who I picked, 23-7. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, told you so. The amount of drops that the Packers receivers had was embarrassing.
That's why I picked the Vikings, because they don't have a guy yet. They don't have anybody.
They're going to miss Devontae Adams worse than ever.
Yeah, and you got to think this just shows how like impactful. Did Devontae Adams ever win an MVP? How?
Couldn't tell you. He should
Like
have.
we're giving it to Aaron Rodgers, but you see what Aaron Rodgers is with no receiver.
Right. I mean,
So I don't know.
I can't disagree. The next one is the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes reminds everyone, stop your talk about Joe Burrow. Stop your talk about Josh Allen. I'm still the best in the league. I'm not old. Do not throw me aside yet. I'm going to throw for 360 and 5 touchdowns on the Cardinals. 30 of 39 with a 94 QBR. Get you some. Patty Mahomes, baby. You don't like Patty Mahomes?
I can't like him.
Why? Oh,
Division
same
rival.
division. Sorry.
Division rival.
121 yards for Travis Kelce in my fantasy lineup. We love that. Touchdown too. Kelce had 9 targets. He caught 8 of them. Money. Juju was great.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. The whole receiving core was great. Sky Moore, 1 reception, 30 yards.
Sky Moore.
He shows you about that Maction on Sunday Maction.
He didn't play as much as I would have thought, but
No, he didn't. But I think he'll move into a role that plays more. Sunday Maction. You can't get no better. Wow. So the Cardinals got blew out. It was 44-21. Kyler Murray went 193, 2 tutties. And Trace McSorley played threw 4 balls in the fourth quarter.
yeah.
Wow. Their best rusher was Kyler Murray with 29 yards. That's embarrassing. Trace McSorley had 20. He was their 4th best rusher.
They only had 4 guys get carries.
Well, I know. He almost had more rushing yards than James Conner.
Hollywood Brown had a touchdown. Shout out to Hollywood Brown. I need more from him next week, but this offense has to do better if they stand any chance.
Dude, that has to be better. Chargers play the Raiders. They win 24-19. Stephen A's prediction did not come true that the Chargers would be the first team to score the most points and still lose the game.
The Raiders. It was the Raiders.
The Raiders would – no, it was the Chargers to score the most points and lose to the Raiders.
Oh.
They did not – that did not happen. They won, but they did still score the most points. He was – or, well, not in the AFC West, but –
They didn't even score the most points in the – they didn't score more than Washington.
True.
Or Detroit or Philly.
Herbert was great. 279, 3 tutties. Carr was good. He just threw 3 interceptions. Eckler was not good. Devontae Adams, 141 yards, 1 tutty. Good for them. 24-19. Chargers win. What?
You said Eckler was good?
I say it wasn't good.
Oh.
Bucks go to Dallas. Darren says the Cowboys are hyped up. They're going to win this game. Negative, they don't even score a touchdown. The only NFL team to not score a touchdown this week. Dak is out for a long time.
Yeah.
19-3 Bucks. Nobody played really great in this game besides Leonard Fournette. He had 127 rushing yards.
Ryan Suckup.
Huh?
And Ryan Suckup.
Ryan Suckup was amazing. But besides that game was very boring for Sunday Night Football. Monday night was as scripted as I've seen a game look in a long time. I'm just going to say that. Personally, I feel like it was scripted because the Seahawks beat the Broncos 17-16. The Broncos had the ball. 3rd and 16? They dump it off to Javonte Williams. He takes it. 4th and 5. They stand there like the time's not running down. And they waste 35 seconds. Call a timeout with 20 seconds and kick a 64-yarder. You can't tell me that don't look scripted. That's about the dumbest coaching mistake I have ever seen.
It can't be scripted though. Like I would love to believe it's scripted, but like because it almost does look like made up. Like there's no possible way this guy's an NFL caliber head coach, which you could say that. To be fair, Brandon McManus, I'm not defending the decision. If you pay $265 million for a guy, give him the ball in prime time. What does Russ Wilson have, like 37 game-winning drives or something like that? Like, give him the ball. But they trusted Brandon McManus. He had the leg. He just missed it a little left.
Yeah, he did. I mean, Hackett said yesterday, he said, if I could go back, I would not kick the field goal. I would have went for it.
Oh, of course. I don't care if you could go back.
No one cares. Judy was amazing. 4 receptions, 102 yards. He was what we hoped. Sutton was 4 for 72, just as good. Javonte Williams had 11 receptions at running back. So if you're in a PPR, congratulations. Geno, 195, 2 tutties, won a bet because he stayed under 209 passing yards.
The guy Geno Smith looked like Vince Young.
He did in the first half. He looked great. Penny was 12 for 60. And they had the tight end Parkinson. He had 43 yards and a tutty. They had no offense, but they just punched 2 touchdowns in, luckily, and it was enough. And plus the field goal, obviously. But the Broncos they were inside the 10 3 times and they didn't score, or they scored once. It was bad. It was really bad. And so
fumbles.
Yeah, it was rough. But maybe they'll be better. The offense has to get better. And I will move into a few predictions for this week. Last week was a rough week in the NFL pick'em for me and Darren. Me mainly. Darren went 7-8-1. I went 6-9-1. That's awful from both of us. This week we should be better. Who you got? Chiefs at Chargers. I meant Chargers at Chiefs. Sorry.
Kansas City.
Taking that as well. Jets at Browns.
Give me the Browns.
Give me the Browns as well. Commanders at Lions.
Give me Washington.
Give me Detroit.
Bucks
at Saints. I'm going Bucks.
Bucks at Saints, yeah.
Panthers at the Giants. Give me the Giants here. I like what they showed in week 1.
Who is it? The Giants and
Panthers.
I think the Panthers will get it right. Give me the Panthers.
Patriots go to the Steelers. Patriots offense looked a little shaky, and as good as that Steelers defense is, I'm going to go Steelers this week. Not being biased, I honestly feel like they're going to win this game.
Patriots and Steelers?
It's in Pittsburgh.
Give me Pittsburgh.
Okay.
I hate making a pick, but I think they're better.
Colts go to the Jaguars. I'm going to go Jags here because the Jags had the Colts number all year last year, and I think they're going to have it again this year.
And give me Indy.
Dolphins go to Baltimore to play the Ravens. You ought to pull up on this game.
Oh, it's not a bad game. Give me Baltimore.
I'm going Miami. Falcons at Rams. Oh my God.
Give me the Rams.
Not even a question. The Falcons won't recover from that for a long time. It's going to be bad. Seahawks at 49ers. Give me the 49ers. No way they don't win this game.
Seahawks at 49ers. Yeah, it should be the 49ers.
Yeah. Bengals at Cowboys. Oh my God, not even close.
Yeah, Bengals.
Texans at Broncos. Give me the Broncos.
Denver.
Cardinals at Raiders. Give me the. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Raiders here.
Cardinals at Raiders. Yeah, I'll take the Raiders too.
Bears at Packers.
Ugh.
I'm gonna say that the Bears don't have any receivers, and the Packers don't have any receivers, and the Packers quarterback's better, and their defense is probably gonna be better. I'm gonna go Pack.
Give me Green Bay too.
Titans at Bills Monday Night Football. Oh my gosh, give me the Bills by like 30.
Yeah, Bills.
All right. That wraps up the NFL. We'll run through the MLB action a little bit this week. The Dodgers clinched the NL West last night. They won the division for the 9th time in 10 years. Last year they were a game out, and they made the wild card. So they were a game from winning it 10 out of 10 years. That's impressive.
That's tough. That's a dynasty.
That is a dynasty. That's a lot like the Braves. They won 14 straight. They won 14 straight division champions in the 90s. They won 14 straight.
That is a dynasty too.
I'm just saying that's what the Dodgers are similar to. Those teams, because they only won one World Series. The Dodgers have only won one World Series.
Right.
It's very
What if they
similar.
win one this year?
What?
What if they win this year? Are they a better dynasty?
They are, but they're not going to.
Okay.
Not much action though in the MLB. I mean, there's no real standings movement. The Mets and Braves are neck and neck, half a game. One day it's the Braves up a half a game. Today the Mets are up half a game. The NL Central was ran away with. The Cardinals are blowing out the Brewers. The West is over. The AL East is about to be over. The Yankees have started back being the Yankees. We wanted to see that, and we are seeing it. The AL Central is 3 games. Guardians up 3 games. And the AL West, the Astros should be pretty close to clinching. I know the Mariners are good, but Astros should be close to.
They're up 12.5. How have they not clinched yet?
Well, the Dodgers are up 21.5.
Oh.
So that's why they clinched.
Yep, that'll do it. They should clinch in about 4 or 5 games. If I'm
Well, look at their magic number, and I'll tell you.
what does that mean?
The magic number is like how many games they are. So to win the division, their magic number is 4 for the wild card. So if they win and the Mariners lose, or if they win, they move the magic number goes down by 1, and the Mariners lose, it goes down by 2. So they're 8. The magic number is 8. So they could do it in 4 games or 8 games.
They'll probably do it in about 6 games.
I would say that too. The Mariners are really good right now. They beat the Braves 2 out of 3 this weekend in Seattle. Did you catch that Sunday game?
No, was it the Braves?
No, it wasn't Sunday night, but it was the Mariners and Braves, and the Mariners were up 7.
Oh, they hit 2 home runs.
No, they were up 7-2, 6-2. No, they were up 6-2. The Braves scored 5 in the top of the 9th, and then gave up 2 home runs at the bottom of the 9th.
I did see that.
That was an insane game. That would be a fun World Series. Just saying.
Yeah.
But yep, the Astros are the next closest team to clinching. Then I think it's the Yankees, and then the Cardinals, and then the AL Central, and then obviously the NL East is probably going to go down to the last game because they're so neck and neck. There's no real. But it's going to come down to the Braves and Mets in Atlanta on October 1st through the 3rd. So it's going to be fun to watch. Huh?
Are you going to that?
I am not, because we sold our tickets for playoff tickets.
Oh, okay. Smart.
But I will be attending the Clemson NC State game that weekend. So
Oh, so you have bigger fish to fry, is what you're saying?
yeah, that's a pretty big game, I would say.
You think NC State is going to be ranked by then?
They're ranked already, ding dong.
I'm saying by then.
Oh, I think they're. I feel like they may lose this week to Texas Tech, but I don't think
I don't think NC State is that good.
I don't either. I don't think Texas Tech can stop them.
This is college football.
This is college football. All right, we're gonna end this here. We're about to go live again with our college football week 3 predictions. Already week 3. Come on, man. Going by too fast. Darren is already out. He's putting up 3 fingers. I don't know why.
for week 3.
Oh, sorry.
Week 3.
All right. Well, that's out for the NFL and the MLB. Check out this week of the NFL. Going to be some good games. Tomorrow night, best game of the week, Chargers at Chiefs. Going to be a great game.
One of the best, yeah, definitely.
One of the best. Check it out. That's all for me. Check us out on socials, Out of Bounds Pods.